Hello, my name is Paige Garwood, and I am going to be giving a master's class in beginning to compose. This class is designed for somebody who already understands the basics of the treble clef staff, the bass clef staff, who understands a little bit about scales and chords and key signatures. But you don't need to know a lot to get started with what we're going to be doing, because we're going to be adding the music theory necessary as we move through the course. My plan of attack is to go back to the very first mode that was used in medieval times, called the Dorian Mode. Now, the Dorian Mode went from D to D. Now, today we call it the D Dorian, but back then it was just called Dorian. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Now, the Dorian Mode had a couple things about it that caused a little bit of grief for the medieval composers. One is that if the B appeared anywhere near the F in that scale, a tritone would result. So the tritone was considered very, very dissonant, in fact too dissonant. So what they did was they added a B flat. So now the scale is D, E, F, G, A, B flat, B natural, C, and D. So if there was an F in the vicinity, we would use a B flat so that there would be no chance of a B flat or a B natural and an F occurring with each other. Now, one of the other things they did was to give us an option in the final cadence, the final two notes of a phrase or a piece of music. And they added a C sharp, a leading tone, if you will, so that it would tell the listener's ear that we're at the end. That's the duty of a final cadence. So now our Dorian mode is a D, E, F, G, A, B flat, B natural, C natural, and a C sharp, and then a D. It's not like any scale we have today, but that's what they started with, and you can make some amazing music with those notes. So what we're going to be doing in this course is we're going to start off with this mode, and it's going to introduce us to basically writing in a minor scale, a minor feel, a minor mode, if you will, that you can apply to any minor key that you might be writing in the future. As we go through this course, I'm going to be introducing you to some very basic introductory level components of counterpoint. We're going to write a cantus firmus, which is a fixed melody, and then we're going to write a basic counterpoint part, first species counterpoint it's called. Basically, that means a one-for-one note correspondence between the accompaniment part and the main melody. We're going to start off with whole notes, and the accompaniment part is going to be whole notes. And we are going to discover the principles of voice leading to come up with the most beautiful version of our music that we can. Now, after we write that second part, and we have two parts, those two notes now that appear with each other are going to give us a clue as to how the chord progression is going to go through the song, this piece of music that we've written. So we're going to use our knowledge of chords to add the final two parts, the tenor part and the bass part, because I'm going to be putting the soprano part as a cantus firmus and the alto part as the counterpoint part. Now, I'm not going to be going into full-fledged counterpoint because honestly, that's a lot of work, and that's a subject you're going to have to tackle in college if that's where you go. But I can show you enough of it so that the door swings open and you can start to hear some beautiful melodies. And once we get all four parts written, what's going to be beautiful is then we do something I call connecting the dots, where we start moving from whole notes to quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes, whatever we want to do to connect the skips and the leaps that are going to be appearing in our music. And you're going to see, as if coming out of the mist, a beautiful melody and a counterpoint part, and you're going to end up with a Baroque-ish or late early Renaissance-ish, if you will, style of music. So let's get started without any further ado. Again, I'm Mr. Garwood. Welcome to my master class. Let's go. Mr. G out. Bye-bye.